And personally, for you as a founder, as the person in charge, what are your key strengths that you capitalize on almost every day?
Key strengths I capitalize on every day. So with a small team, I see myself as really supporting out, and we're very flat structure as well. So really see my role is supporting the team to help them succeed and get what they need done.
Mhm.
So I also, again, in being in a small company, you have to roll up your sleeves and get involved in everything, right? So it's development, product, regulatory, reporting, fundraising, marketing, customer service, firefighting, everything involved in there. You have to be able to touch on everything. So I really see my strength is being able to help the team do what they could do best and take away from their plate
Mm.
the things that are maybe not their skill set or that can be automated or that we can go ahead and just find these issues and really help them get what they need to do done. So I almost feel like I work for my team rather than the other way around.
Mm.
But I like that and that works for me and I hope it works
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah. And is there a dark side to that also when you do that?
The dark side is you've got to be, not the dark side is, but the flip side to it is I think you've got to be really focused on what the priority is,
Mm.
right? And blocking out times in the diary, which is I've got to get this bit done, right? I'm not just always the kind of customer client relationship with my own staff here. I've got these things I need to do as well that they may or may not be aware of that's really going to help us push the business forward. So I think it's about being really disciplined and being a little bit ruthless with priorities as well, and just realizing that there's some things that we're going to get to and some things that we're not.
Yeah. Yeah. And as you said, you're trying to do almost everything in a small organization. You cannot avoid that as the founder. So how do you deal with all the pressure or all the time management stuff, and also taking care of yourself in the process?
Yeah, the wrong thing to do, which I think we're all a little bit guilty of if we're in small organizations that we're trying to grow. The wrong thing to do is just I'll add more time. We'll add more fire to the field. And at some point, if there are some occasions where it's just unavoidable and we've got to row a little bit harder. So for this period, we'll row a little bit harder and that gets done. But I think the way to, at least one of the ways that I try to manage this is it really is just boiling down to what needs to get done and what doesn't need to get done. And there are some things that would be nice. We'd love to. There are some features and functionalities and things we all have to do, but also it's knowing in the back of your head what's going to be the needle moving thing to work on,
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
opposed to what's going to be the ego massaging thing to work on, right? Or what's going to be the thing. We'd love to have that. Wouldn't it be great? But it's really not going to help us get to where we need to get to.
Yeah.
So I think it's just being really focused on stuff that's going to move us forward versus stuff that we would like to do and really letting go of some pet projects that you think would have been nice, but we just have to.
Yeah. So what do you do to keep that clear mind, right? Because it is so easy sometimes to get distracted or to pulled into a rabbit hole without realizing maybe that's not that's not worth spending these many days or these many hours. How do you make sure that you are in that space so that you can prioritize and focus?
I think it's just, we talk a lot, right? And it's we keeping each other, keeping ourselves focused down on what we're doing as well. So I think part of that is just making sure that we're all on board with where we're going, what we're doing. And it's very difficult to then get sucked into a non-returning rabbit hole
Hmm.
because it becomes obvious that there's too
Yeah.
many other things
Yeah.
to do. So it's really communicating amongst the team and helping us say, we'll help each other out at that point, saying, is this really important? Do we want to go and focus on something else?
Yeah.
And I think that's the point. If you're blindsided to something, by definition, you won't see it. And that's where you're
Mm.
going to rely on the team. So having a culture where you can speak openly and freely about that and not worry about
Yeah.
implications. So this is just really
Yeah.
important. So we trust each other.
Mm.